All right, we should be live. This slate looks like a lot of fun. Let's go through each team by team real quick, and then we'll answer some questions. Not a lot of news we're waiting on. I mean, we already got starters in this first game. It should be a good game. Connecticut, great defensive team, so might limit Dallas a little bit, but I mean Dallas, they're just going to play all their starters a ton. At the top, she's coming in pretty low owned because Stewie's mispriced and Asia's Asia. In a close game, I could see her pushing close to 40 minutes and playing virtually the entire game. I have no issues playing her at the top. Uh, Bonner is underpriced, in my opinion, 8,700 in a great matchup. She has a lot of upside, especially if the three ball is falling. She's going to be asked to shoot the ball quite a bit. Great rebounder. Great scorer in general. I think 8,700 is too cheap, but guard is just loaded today, especially up top. Bree Jones, one of my favorite plays on the slate, 7,600 is a joke of a price. She has not been great of late, but against Indiana, limited because of the blowout. Against Chicago, had foul trouble early. Washington, blowout. A lot of games like blowout. Like games that are close. Against Dallas, she played 30 minutes earlier this season, 28 and a half fantasy points. I think she's got 30 in her, maybe even 35. 7,600 just seems like it's a way too cheap. Ty Harris, 6,900. Have no issues with her. She's going to play low 30s minutes. Good floor. The peripheral stats have been there of late. Scoring the ball pretty well of late as well. So no issues playing her in the mid range. Same with Dejanay. Obviously, no Caitlin Clark on the floor, so she's not going to absolutely nuke. But don't mind her. Ono is fine. If you think Bree Jones gets in foul trouble, you can go to Ono. Tiffany Mitchell, one of the best value plays on the slate just with her minutes. It's gross, but I mean, she's playing big minutes. I have no issues playing her. Can't really get to Burton or Bantam. I mean, Bantam DNP'd last game. Don't know what to expect with Burton. Jefferson, I don't even know if if they've announced if she's playing or not. I'm not playing her either way if she plays or if she doesn't. On the Dallas side, Enrique, tough matchup, but the usage will always be there. She's going to put up at least 20 shots. Could play the entire game. The peripheral stats have been up. Going to score 20 real life points, I would imagine, if the peripheral stats are there. She's way too cheap. I mean, she was 11-2 on Thursday night. Now she's 10-3. Love the price on her. Big T, 9K, always in play for tournaments. One of the better tournament plays because when she wants to play, she can go. Billings been disappointing of late. Really disappointed against Connecticut earlier this season. Her worst game on the year. I only played 28 minutes. I'm expecting her to play mid to high 30s minutes, but temper your expectations. She's really started to come back down to earth. Maddie, pretty scoring dependent, but the minutes are there. I mean, she played 39 of a possible 40. She's a good scorer. The usage is there. She just has to get some peripheral stats to really reach her ceiling. So I just know that. Oozing, the minutes have been ticking down, but the price is solid. If she goes back to this 33, 34 minutes, she's way too cheap. But if you only get the 22 minutes, it's kind of dicey playing her at 5,700. Kalani Brown, forward is kind of gross besides the tippy top and Bree Jones. So I don't mind Kalani taking shots on her at 4,500. She's going to play every minute that Big T does not. So if you think Big T plays 30 minutes, do not play Kalani Brown. If you think Big T only plays 25 or 26 minutes and Kalani gets these extra 4 minutes, that is huge for someone that's 4,500. I don't mind playing her and hoping Big T gets in foul trouble maybe. Sheldon is another bench play that I don't mind playing. Minutes have really went up for her the past 2 games. I'm expecting her to play 12 to 14 minutes with the potential to play more. So she's fine as a punt play. No interest in Suarez or Lou. Late game is ridiculous. The over is just getting steamed to hell on this game. On the New York side, pretty much love the top 3 here. I mean, the Aces are giving up on average close to 100 points a game the last three. They just refuse to play defense. They just want to try and outscore people. Stewie, way underpriced at $10K, should be $1,000 higher. I love the spot for her. Same thing for Jonquel Jones, $10K, seems really reasonable for her. They only have three bigs. Assuming no foul trouble, they should play mid-30s minutes. Sabrina, great matchup for her. No Sloot, so she should be running the point sometimes. I love the upside with Sabrina. Benajelani will run the point some as well, be the main facilitator at times. Don't mind her at 8K. Thornton, another one of those kind of mid-range gross value plays. She's going to play. She's just not been very good of late. She had that one huge game, and then she hasn't touched 20 fantasy points since, but 5,200 is fine. It's not, you're not paying over the moon for her. Fibich, I absolutely love for value today. 22, 17, 25 minutes of late. I'm expecting her to play 17 to 18 minutes, somewhere right around there, with the potential to play more if Thornton struggles or gets in foul trouble. Fibich can play. I keep mentioning that. She's a good rebounder. She's a good defender. 5 fouls in back-to-back games, kind of sketchy, but she can shoot the three ball. I really like her for value. I think she's going way overlooked. You can take a shot on Burke, but like I said, typically you want to be spending up on the guards. And her minutes just aren't secure. She played 11 minutes against Washington, but she could not get extended because she's playing bad. So not really someone I have that much interest in. I have zero interest in Dokic or Davis. On the Aces side, the big three took like 80 some odd % of the shots that the team took last time out against Phoenix. Asia, we don't even need to talk about her. She's the best play on the slate if you can afford her player. Jackie Young and Plum, I like the matchup and I love the usage. Plum, more of a tournament play just because she's been pretty score independent, but the price is incredible for her. Jackie Young absolutely nuked last game at 8,800. She's back up to 9,600. The peripheral stats went back up. Her minutes went back to normal. I'm not expecting her to score 34 real life points again, but she has a safe floor, assuming she plays her normal minutes. Don't mind her. Tiffany Hayes, I would have interest in if Chelsea Gray is out. If Chelsea Gray is in, I don't expect her to start, but I would expect her to play around 15 minutes, and she would absolutely just kill Tiffany Hayes. I don't have any interest in Kate Martin anyway, but she would kill Colson as well. If Gray is out, I would have a little bit of interest in Hayes. She seems underpriced, and you could take a punt shot on Colson. Stokes is cheap. If you think she's going to play low 20s minutes and grab a whole bunch of boards, she's fine as a gross, cheap forward option. Clark, if she hits her shots, she can pay 5,400 off. Price keeps dropping on her. So, the minutes are really what you want to see for someone that's 5,400. You can take shots on her. She's just not going to be asked to do a lot on offense. I have zero interest in Cannon, and sadly, I have zero interest in Gus. Kia Stokes was in massive, massive foul trouble against Phoenix, and Gus played 4 minutes. You just can't play her. They just don't want to play her. So that's going to do it for that. Let's see what all questions we got here. This one will be pretty quick, I would imagine. This is a good slate, though. But let's see here. Thoughts on Sheldon compared to Tiffany Mitchell on DK? I think both are in play. Obviously, like Tiffany Mitchell more because her minutes are more secure, and if Uzun plays well, they'll probably just stick with her. But I'm fine playing either of them for sure. Who's guarding Asia? It'll be for the most part, it's going to be Stewie, but I would expect to see a little bit of Jonquel on her as well. But for the most part, it's going to be Stewie versus Asia. It'll be fun. Jefferson out. Does that bump Mitchell more? Not really. Jefferson, her minutes have never been that secure. They're just going to – Tiffany Mitchell will play when Dejanay's off the floor, and then she'll play when Ty Harris takes her 5 or 6 minutes off. So hard to build a lineup on FanDuel. It is a little tight over there. There's not, and it's hard to get to the spin ups because of the lack of plays. But if you have any questions, just drop them in here. I'll try and help as much as I can. As a Big T whisperer, is it a Big T game? I don't think so. I do in large field tournaments. I love the combo of Bree Jones and Big T stacking them, but I don't think it's a Big T game today. Sabrina Clark or Arike Mitchell for cash. Sabrina Clark. Clark's just safe for cash. You know what you're getting out of her. She's gonna play low 30s minutes, and I think Sabrina could match Arike today. Better to pay down at guard and pay up for bigs. You can. I don't mind that at all because I love Phoebich. I think Phoebich is probably my flag play of the day, just for like she's 4,900 and I'm expecting her to play 20 minutes and she can fill it up. So yeah, and the bigs, once you get out of the like Dallas bigs and you start to go down lower than that, you got Bree Jones and then it's dust all the way down to like 4,400, 4,000. So yeah, it's better to pay up for the bigs. How heavy should we go on the second game considering the huge total? I mean, you could almost just game stack it. This first game is probably going to be lower owned, which is for tournaments, it's not a bad thing to maybe get some quite a bit of exposure to this first game because I think the ownership is going to be down, especially on like the stars. AT, Arike, I think Bonner's really going overlooked. But yeah, the second game it's going to be wacky. Is Big T Garden Bree? Yeah, she will be. I hope not. I have so much Asia. I don't think it was. I don't think it was on purpose. I mean, those two really get along. JJ does love playing against the aces. That is for sure. She loves playing against the aces. I love that all the stars in that second game. You can make a case for really any of them. Same with like the first game. They're just going to be so low owned. Like AT, Arike, Bonner, all of them are going to go overlooked because everyone wants to jam the stars in the second game. I like Big T for tournaments. I'm not as high on Billings. I prefer Maddie to her today, and Maddie, just if she would grab some boards, man, that would be huge. But this second game, sheesh. I mean, there's merit to just loading it up. And I mean, because you can just go you can go AT Stewie and then rip like Phoebich here and still have money to get pretty much whoever you want. Like you can, I think Kelsey Plum's too cheap. You can play her at 8,500, still have 6,900 for two plays. You could punt another play and get another star, or try and maybe not play Stewie. You play John Quell and it gets a little higher. It's crazy. Or you don't play Asia. You play the two bigs for New York and you go over here and you play like Jackie and Plum and get there that way. I think this second game is it's going to be crazy. What do you think Asia's ownership comes in? I think Stewie's going to be the most owned play on the slate. I think Asia comes in around 50, but I think Stewie could touch like 65. Stewie's the best play on the slate. She should be priced like 11.5, 11.6 with the matchup. Like she's matchup adjusted. Her price is a joke. Like it's really a joke. Phoebich and Mitchell or Kalani Brown or straight ball and punt with Bantam. I would probably go Phoebich and Mitchell. I would not punt with Bantam. With her getting a DMP last game, it's just really hard to trust her minutes. I like Kalani Brown. She's the punt forward for me. But her minutes, like it really depends how Big T plays. Like if she plays 10 minutes, it's obviously the other two. It's Phoebus and Mitchell. But if Big T plays 26 or gets in foul trouble or whatever, Kalani is a great play. But I probably lean Phoebus and Mitchell. They're safer than Kalani for sure. Let's see here. I'll stay live for a few more minutes if anybody's got any questions. Then we'll get out of here and watch these games. Let's see. Need to look at underdog. See what kind of overlay they've got in the drafts. And it's full. Sweet. Already got the big contest for tomorrow. That's cool. Asia and Tiffany Mitchell or Big T and Bree Jones? Probably Asia and Tiffany Mitchell. Like, it's crazy to think that, but Asia's just on another planet right now with how she's playing. And they need her. I mean, she's going out and putting up at least 17 shots a game. Like this last game and the game against the Sparks, 10 of 17. And those are the two smallest shot attempts that she has on the season. I mean, there's times where she's shooting at 27, like well over 20 times. The upside with Age is just insane. It's ridiculous. What's good? Good luck as well. Let's see here. Top 3 value. Hold on. Let's do this one first. Anyone 3,700 or under? Utility 3,700. You could take a shot on Burke. She's the only one. Oh, let's get all the games actually. Make sure there's not anybody else. Yeah, just Burke. And even then, like, I don't trust her minutes. Like she's going to get one rotation for sure. And if she doesn't play well, I don't expect her to get a second. So 4 minutes is the floor, maybe a ceiling of like 8 to 10. But it's rough down there. Top 3 values. I will say we'll call a value play like under 5K. I like Thornton, if you consider her a value play, just on the minutes alone. Same with Clark. Uzin's in that category. But sub 5K, Phoebus, Tiffany Mitchell, and probably Kalani. And Sheldon's right there, right after that. Especially if you think Uzin struggles and Sheldon continues to get like high teens minutes, like 3,800. Woo! If she's 3,800 and she plays 17 minutes and puts up 14 fantasy points, she's going to be in the optimal. 100%. Let's see here. Yeah, thank you. Appreciate it. Hit the like button. Any guards that you think can match Arike since she's against the number 1 defense? I think Jackie can. I think Sabrina can. I'm really high on Bonner for tournaments. I really like Plum at her price. I think price point, like point per dollar wise, I think all of them can match. Like, and now if Arike goes out and nukes, like none of them are gonna match her. But like if Arike has a floor game just because she's facing Connecticut, I could see any of the top guards matching her. I play FanDuel a little bit. Like I only have one line in today. I usually throw a couple in when they do the 3K to first. Ty Harris or Carrington? Harris for me. Just minutes are a little bit more secure. She's playing a few more minutes than Dejanay as well. And a little bit like more consistent. Like Dejanay just turns up when she's facing Clark. Who's the flag plant guard tonight? It's Phoebus, but like if you're wanting like a top end guard, I love Sabrina. Now, the matchup, like Sabrina is, I just got a feeling on Sabrina today. Big T and Brown or JJ and Burke. Probably JJ and Burke, just because you don't want to play Big T and Kalani together. Just because it's negative correlation because they're never going to be on the floor together. Sheldon or Tiffany Mitchell should be higher owned, I would imagine. I don't think very many people is going to play Sheldon. I don't think either of them are going to be like crazy popular, but I would imagine Mitchell might be like 15 to 20, and like Sheldon will be like 7 or 8, just on a 2-game slate. People trying to jam studs in, they'll steam Sheldon up. She might get to 10 though, but yeah, flag plant is Phoebich. I'm really high on her today, but upper tier, there you can make a case for anyone Kelsey Plum and above. There's a case for them in tournaments. You can make a case to put any of them in a lineup. Big T's probably my least favorite of anyone over 8,500, and even then, like, I like Big T, so I have no issues playing her either. But I think that's going to do it for me, guys. I don't know if I'll be live tomorrow with it being Father's Day. Just depends what we have going on. But I'll keep everybody posted. I'll have the YouTube video out for tomorrow's slate a little bit later on this afternoon. But good luck to everybody. Hope to see you at the top.